Our first selling experience was with the local farmers market.
This is the Charlottesville City Market?
Charlottesville City Market,
okay.
Yes. This was the very first season that we moved in. We packed up a few little bags of radishes and a couple other little greens. And we stayed there for about 6 hours selling things, and we came away with about $20. And we stuck with the farmers market for a little while.
For how long, Vince?
Let's see, I think for about maybe 6 or 7 seasons.
Oh, wow.
So we would pack our little pickup truck with a few things as the years went on, set up our table, and as we started to know people and people started to know us, it became just a little more fun, and we made a little more money. At one point, I think we made up to about $400 or $500 in the 6-hour morning stay.
Wonderful. That's quite a spread from the 20 initially.
It is. It was very comical almost at first. We found about 3 or 4 stores in town that were very happy to take whatever we produced.
Okay, and how did you just cold call them? I mean, did you walk in and bring a sample of your products, or how did you do that?
But that's just about what I did do. We were intent on becoming an organic type of grower. And in fact, we did apply for and achieve organic certification in the earlier years. So we wanted to approach the stores that lent themselves to organic type foods, health foods, and were not so large and commercialized. So I actually just went in and asked for the produce manager, and I said, this is my situation. I've got a garden, about 3/4 of an acre. We can produce such and such. Would you be interested in trying a few of our things? And almost without fail, they said yes.
What do you primarily sell now?
Okay, I think we were slowly gravitating to where our flowers were our main business.
Okay.
Jessica, my wife, grows and loves to grow a variety of flowers, all kinds. Mostly those, though, that can be cut and put into a bouquet. So what we do is she grows them and I put them into bouquets.
Okay.
Put a little sleeve on it. They turn out to be a little on the eclectic side, but folks seem to like them. They're not the industrial look, the bright colors which you think are sort of painted on or they use dyes or whatever. These are very nice and natural and quite lovely. I think we give good value. The other thing is, when we first started 17 years ago, we had about 80 different vegetables that we tried. I think that's gotten down to maybe about 15 now.
Okay.
We found what grows, we found what sells. The bigger sellers, tomatoes, cucumbers, okra, some soybeans, even though soybeans are a little labor intensive, kale, chard, especially those that we can get an early start on. We do have a couple of greenhouses, or what they call hide tunnels. They're not heated, but they're enough to protect the growth sufficient that you can extend the seasons a little bit. In the colder months, we can grow actually all year in the high tunnel. The kale, chard, spinach, some lettuces will make it all the way through, and that's what we concentrate on. In fact, we find that those particular vegetables, the cold hardy ones, do not grow well at all during the spring and summer months, so we do reserve them to the fall and winter. We do a few things just for ourselves, not for sale. And one of them is corn, sweet potatoes. We enjoy the corn, but it takes so much land and energy and so forth for what little the commercial aspect will give you. Tomatoes are easy picking and a lot of pounds, and the pounds glean a lot of cash. In other words, price per pound and the ease of picking it is a good harmony. If you start picking things like soybeans, for instance, you will pick the whole bush, let's say. Then you have to pluck all the soybeans from the bush. That does add a lot of time, hence labor. And they're very lightweight. Even though you can get a few dollars a pound, those pounds are hard to come by. So when you total them all up, your actual money-making proposition there is not big. Whereas you pick 10 pounds of tomatoes, right away, you've got your dollars. 10-pound picking may take you 1 minute. So yes, you do learn by experience. You find what grows the best and what's least time-consuming to produce.
And it sounds like what also is going to fetch the best price at market.
Indeed.
Vince, I wanted to ask you about those markets. You had mentioned, I think earlier on, that there were about 3 or 5 grocery stores or stores in the area that you had established a relationship with when you and Jessica first started, like 17 years ago. Are those still your markets, or has that expanded? Or?
It is only expanded by 2 florists.
Okay.
The main stores that take all of our produce are Whole Foods, Integral Yoga, and Foods of All Nations.
Okay.
Between those 3, they take everything that we can produce, and if I was diligent and we were more diligent, we could sell more to them. Even Whole Foods is receptive to taking more from the small guy.
Is the farm able to support itself?
It is.
Okay.
It is. It's kind of fun in that respect, because being the fact that our house is paid for, we don't have that large expense.
Right.
Being that we're healthy, we don't have that large expense. Being that we produce our own food, we don't have that large expense. So if we work it right, we could actually, well, we have to cut down on our Caribbean cruises, I guess. But if we work it right, we could live off of our garden. It takes a lot of work. You've got to be a little careful in that respect on how often you eat out and so forth. But if you work it right, you can still live a reasonably nice life off of your garden.